we'll start with you, Anna. So you hit an important ball down the middle when you were tied 8-8 in Game 3, and the crowd went crazy. Did that help fire you up to go out and win the match?
If I am remembering the shot correctly, it was a backhand through the middle, and then we proceeded to play 2 dumb points, and the score remained 8-8, I think. But definitely, I felt like connected a few times there when we were receiving, and that some fire, some confidence, but then we were being a little silly on our serve maybe, but generally, yes, like I think the energy, getting a little hype, a little more, I say like feeling mean, I think that was good, and that shot and a few others helped us eventually cross the finish line when we were serving.
Yeah, and after that too, Michelle and Dave kind of said like, this is your highlight reel, like you're
that's
just
funny.
going for it. So can you walk us through like those after those points, like what were you thinking, and how was that ultimately helped you win the match?
I mean, we just really, Annalise got another match. I'm tired. We want to wrap things up. Just kind of. I think it's always good when you just see, it's like what they say in basketball, it's good to just see the ball go through the hoop, and it's kind of the same. You hit a winner, it just makes you feel, this is bothering me. That was great though. Yeah, just see yourself hit a winner, get some confidence, but you still got to stay settled and play smart. So yeah, just really wanting to bring home. Didn't want to go to 4 games. Every point that another team wins, every game, like they're just going to believe. So you don't want that.
Yeah, and in AL, the Seattle fans have been absolutely crazy this tournament. So can you talk about what it's like to have a crowd and fans show up like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I don't think the stadium's big enough for all the people here. There's just so many fans, and they're just like standing everywhere they can, standing on chairs to try to find, a good view of the match going on. And after every point, it's electric. Even if it's not a great point, you still hear a lot of people clapping and cheering. I think at 8-8 in the third, every time Viv and Jackie got the ball back, the whole crowd would erupt. And
yeah,
even though
they didn't want the match to end.
Yeah, they didn't want it to. They just wanted to see more pickleball. So I thought that was really cool, and they clapped, for good points. But this crowd has been super loud, and I love when crowds are super into the matches.
Yeah, like you said, them like cheering for Vivian and Jackie. Like, is it weird? Is it kind of weird when they root for the underdog? Or are you kind of just like, I like it?
I mean, I think we're used to it. That happens a lot. But also, it fires you up. I think it helps me, honestly, because it's like, okay, I'm going to show it. Kind of that thing kind of goes in my head. But I feel like the fans overall this weekend have been pretty even. They haven't really cheered for one team. They've kind of just cheered for good points. But I just like loud crowds in general.
And Anna, you pickled Vivian and Jackie in Game 2, but had a challenging third game. What does that say about playing best of 5? Did you think that there was a chance for them to come back?
Always, there's always a chance. There's always a chance for a comeback, of course. I mean, being up 2-0 is definitely a bit of comfort, because at this point you're going to have to lose 3 in a row, which is, I think it's tough to beat any good team 3 straight games. Like us included, obviously, but there's always a chance. You got to keep your foot on the gas, and I felt like we did an okay job of that. But I didn't think they played bad in the second. I just think we played unbelievable, and our level dropped just a little bit. Decision making dropped just a little bit, and then it's tight, for the rest of the way. But still, I still thought we played a really clean match on the whole.
And AL, so you talked about how women's doubles is more entertaining than men's in your post-match interview. And it seemed like the crowd agreed with you. So how many people have told you the same thing?
I think anybody I talk to that plays pickleball or even just watches pickleball says it's more entertaining. And it's because the women play such a faster game. The women speed the ball up way more. Whereas in the men's game, if you speed it up at a guy, they just kind of put it away. So they have to be a little more careful in their decision making. You still see a couple players who play more aggressive than most, but pretty much they kind of wait for the right shot. And in women's doubles, we're just and we get in those firefights, which is entertaining to watch for the fans for sure, and it's entertaining to play in.
Yeah, and I'll open this question to both of you. So in your post-match interview, the mayor said that Seattle needs more pickleball courts. Did you think he was going to say that, and how exciting was that to hear?
Sounds like that might be a part of his next campaign.
Yeah.
Seattle needs more. He was like, we're going to bring our city back. I was like,
I know, me too. I thought I was listening to a speech. Everybody, the way he was talking to, I was like, am I listening to it was
going to be all about pickleball.
It was good to hear, though. I mean.
Yeah, it's great to have, maybe the kind of decision makers kind of come out and see how electric pickleball is and the demand for it in their communities. This isn't people playing, it's just people watching, and the fact that they held a protest about turning you know, this is a tennis facility, about it
Yeah.
going back to being a tennis facility is really cool. It's really cool.
I went to a public park like the day before I played because we couldn't play here, and there were 3 courts, and literally in and out there were so many people, and I was like, wow, like in Florida if you go at this time nobody's here, and they said there's just no pickleball courts, like these are the only dedicated courts, so everybody's just coming to them, and they were packed, like you had to wait. Seattle definitely needs more pickleball courts, so it was nice to hear.
Yeah. And last question for you, AL. So you're playing Leigh. It's her last singles match ever coming up. So what goes into your preparation for that match? And is it a little bit more pressure knowing that this is her last singles match?
I don't think so. I mean, I've played her so many times over so many years. It's just kind of the same strategy that goes into it. And I know it's going to be a good match. I know she's going to fight till the end, especially since it is her last singles event. She could always come back if she wants to. I mean, the women's singles event won't be the same without her. She's a great player, great competitor. You know, I love playing singles against her, and you know, I think it's going to be a good match this afternoon. Hopefully, I'm warm. I go out there, play really well, but you never know. But yeah, I think it'll be the same. I've played her so many times. It's just like, you know.
Great. Thank you guys. Congrats.